The problem with financial well-being, I think, is that it's often quite out of your control.
If you have money worries, it quite often can be the root cause of your mental health issues.
If your money's in a good place, so are you, and it's been so true over the last 12 months.
My name's Ryan Harris and I'm a Senior Branch Manager here at the Nationwide in Leeds.
I'm Leslie Dutton from Virgin Money and I'm the Growth Manager here at Leeds City.
I'm called Peter Hughes and I'm a Customer Relationship Consultant here at the Skipton Building site in Leeds.
For me, I think long-term struggles with finances can impact your mental health, and I think it's a sort of a culture where we live with it under our lid for such a long time that actually the cracks start to form down the line when, you know, things like Christmas, things like that come up, and especially because of coronavirus, people just started to realise that actually they couldn't make ends meet. I think it's very much linked in the respect that I think it's a catalyst for poor mental health. What we can sit there and say to you is actually we spoke to 100 people today and you're not on your own. And it goes to show that this is a widespread problem that we all need to talk about. More
and more people now make a lot of uninformed choices. They don't go to their bank. They do everything digitally. They don't always get that help and advice. So you maybe get stressed, have anxiety, even suffer from depression or lack of sleep. And then when you have that poor mental health, that can affect your ways that you can manage your money. So it's like a spiralling effect really. It can quite quickly get out of control.
Problem you've got, of course, is that if you're not in a good place mentally, you're not going to want to deal with your finances. We've had customers of both extremes, so we've had some people who've been really struggling, their incomes have been depleted to the point where some have had to use things like food banks, so that really affects your mental health.
First of all, I think people need to be really honest and say when they are in that position. And I know it sounds easier said than done, but this doesn't matter if you're telling a financial provider or telling a relative or telling even a friend or somebody that will, because I tend to find that every single person will have some degree of experience or have found themselves at one point in their life in that position themselves. So straight away it becomes that you're not dealing with something on your own. Take away the embarrassment, take away the pride aspect and just say, do you know what, I'm really struggling to pay like bills this month, you know, and just hear out what they are actually doing and say, let me talk to you about what I did in that scenario.
I would look at it sooner rather than later. So approach your bank. If you feel you can't approach your bank because it's all consuming, maybe speak to somebody close to you that you could go to the bank with, and then sit down and look at a budget planner. So look at getting a picture of where your money's actually going. And research has shown that people that have that picture of where the finance is going have a better overall financial well-being. So it's like a starting point really. There's lots of banks now that do this spend analysis type bank accounts which can help you manage your money.
If you're struggling for money and your income's not meeting your outgoings, it's just going to get worse, so you kind of do need to do something. Look at your budget, check what you've got coming in, what you've got going out. Are there things that you can cut back on just to try and cut your outgoings just so that you feel in a better place?
There's free credit score services out there that can give you a really immediate picture of what your finances are. Speaking to your bank or building society and just saying to them, can I have a bit of a financial MOT or a financial wellbeing chat? And literally in the space of 30-40 minutes, you can be given a full kind of portfolio of where you currently sit and what position you're in. Those are the things that I would say to people immediately start.
We are there to help. People don't go into a bank these days to transact. So we're there to really help you with any sort of money worries that you may have.
There's a lot of help out there. I think the main thing to say to people is seek it as soon as you can and kind of don't hide away, because the sooner you do it, the more help there is available for you. So there's people like Citizens Advice, there's money buddies, there's your banks and building societies, everyone's there to help you. One of the good things about Leeds is there's a lot of companies working with Mental Health UK. So I know LeedsBID, for example, are helping train up a lot of colleagues to be mental health first aiders. Skipton have done the same.
Being a manager myself, you know, my job's to make sure that they come into work fit and healthy, and you know, that's looking at things like signs of sleep, making sure that they're turning up to work on time. And then suddenly you've got to start thinking to yourself, well, actually, when was the last time I sat down with my team and made sure that they were all financially stable? Speak to your employees about the finances. Say, this isn't going to be a bring your bank statements into the room, But this is going to be an opportunity for you to just to say, actually, this is the situation I found myself in, and just get that talking point going.
If you're in a larger company, then offering an employees assistance program which is well signposted for employees to use. Invite experts in to talk about financial well-being. Maybe as well, if you're a smaller company, when you're doing performance related conversations, just ask after the well-being and just going along with them on that journey. So see how things are going, are you getting sorted, check in with them on a regular basis. It can be a difficult subject to broach here, but I think we have to ask that question.
I would say it's get involved in things. LeedsBID have got this brilliant project engineering that's coming up, which is where I'm getting involved and others across the financial industry in Leeds. It's things like offering in financial wellbeing workshops at your workplace, for example, having resources available so if someone comes to talk to you, you've got people that you can point them to. Could even be if you've got like an internal internet site at work, having information on there available to point people in the right direction, and linking up with other businesses, because you'll probably find that others are in similar positions and you can share hints and tips.